at that point I was physically addicted and I needed it. You get to a point where when you don't take it, you're not just like, oh, that sucks, I'm craving it. You're dying.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Pod Gods. My name is Jake. I do video. Fun fact, I'm currently wearing my fiance's makeup to cover a zit on my nose.
I think I would have left that part out.
No?
No. You still break out?
Dude, yeah, it's always leading from fall into winter.
Yeah.
It's just my skin's like, oh, it's a little chilly. It's not humid anymore.
You need a humidifier. Do you have a humidifier? Or an air to air
Felix
exchange?
does. Or a what?
Air to air exchange in your house? Do you have any
What
of
is that?
Kind of controls the humidity in your house. And
Like,
do you wake up in the morning? Is there condensation on your windows?
no.
There's not?
No.
Okay. Your house is
Is that
older.
good or bad?
It's good that it's not.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because if there was like the condensation, then
You
your
think
house
that's
is
causing
too...
him skin issues?
I think
it
it's deeper
can.
than that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Or
I
what
think,
kind of
or
like
mold. But I've
This guy
always
thinks
had,
his house is full of mold.
I've always had this though. It's not like a new thing where I'm like, this is so
Do
weird.
you have a water softener?
Yep.
It's good.
But before we moved in, there wasn't a water softener, and I was breaking out. And then I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then we got a water softener.
Well, it's just genetics, isn't it? Didn't your mom have a serious...
Oh, yeah. Hormones, genetics, environment, food is a huge one.
But you eat clean, dude. Don't say you don't.
I do, but like there's times where like okay.
I'm Brady Holland. I sell houses. Sometimes. So
We
what do we got today, Jack?
We got a
Jake-
special
Jake.
guest. Well, I want to set my alarm so I don't forget to restart the camera. Special guest today, Tony Sumala, aka my cousin.
Where's my camera?
All of them.
Just this one or that? Yeah, any of them.
I don't sell houses.
Yeah.
Do you need a house?
No, I don't need money.
We don't need money to buy a house.
Oh,
no,
then yeah, I'll take a
0%
house.
down.
Yeah.
I'll take a couple.
UWM. Come on, loan officer.
Yeah, right. When did we first meet, Tony?
Your cousins, dude.
I mean,
I was gonna start it off by that. And I'm like,
I feel like I've always known you. How old are you?
30. I'll be 36 next month.
36, so...
How old are you?
I'm 40. I just turned 40 this year, so...
Could have fooled me.
I know, I get that.
That's
a lot.
crazy.
Could have fooled me. You look good.
Thanks, bro.
Not hitting on you, by the way. Maddie.
No, that's... You
I
can.
love you.
I'll take a house and you can hit on me. I don't know, bro. I couldn't tell you like that. I was like, oh, well, that's when I met Jake.
Or like, when do you remember any times when we were younger? My first memory, I think, is like my mom dropping me off at your guys' house when she would fly.
Yeah, so I mean, like our moms were...
Sisters?
Yeah, so there's 4 sisters.
Crazy.
No brothers from
Damn.
our moms. So
Yeah.
like our moms are sisters, and then there's 2 other sisters. But like our families were the closest. So like our mom and his mom hung out the most growing up. So Jake was basically just like another brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so our families were always together.
You know what's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Jake waited almost 2 years to get you on the podcast. That's a bad
No,
cousin.
actually, he was on my other podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So fuck you, dude. And then like my other memory is like WWF, like wrestling.
Yeah, I loved
In the
wrestling
basement?
as a kid. Yeah.
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 I don't know when I grew out of it, but I don't know.
I still dabble a little
Really?
bit. Yeah, but it's more for like nostalgic reasons.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you like who wrestles now. But,
Yeah.
And Vince McMahon's kind of messed it all up. So
Did you watch that documentary?
No, but
I
it's
didn't either.
too dark.
Yeah.
I can't
Like-
watch that stuff.
Watching or like actually wrestling?
We used to actually wrestle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And watch.
And play the video game.
And play the video
Revenge.
game. Because, you know, I'm 40, so I grew up in like the Attitude Era. Do you know what that is?
Nah, I'm
Okay.
22.
Generation X.
Yeah, so it's like So in the 90s,
This is so funny.
WWF went through this phase where it was like the Attitude Era. So like everything was like super inappropriate. It was just like
That's where like
it was just.
You ever
like,
see that?
Yeah,
I do it every
was just
day.
like, yeah, it was just like you know, non-PC stuff that wouldn't fly today or the last like 10 years. It was awesome.
It was
so much
awesome.
fun to watch, but it shaped me.
Yeah. Really though.
Yeah, it shaped me.
Yeah.
Is that a boo on your wrist? Under your watch?
Oh yeah.
It looks like a, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
When'd
hate
you
that
get
guy.
that? Oh, Mario Party.
My neighbor in Long Beach was a tattoo artist, so I used to just go over there and, hey, can I get
Yeah.
and,
A boo?
like, yeah, it was during the pandemic, so we had a
Bunch of
full
time.
kit and a table and everything. Yeah,
Oh, you're so lucky.
it was awesome.
If I was gonna get a Mario character, it'd probably be Boo though.
Yeah,
It's a cool
that's a
looking
good one.
tattoo.
I mean, my intention was to get like my whole arm full of stuff, and now I've just got 4 tattoos that are like randomly placed, and I hate it.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
I mean, eventually.
What else would you get?
Fill it out.
Do you
I don't
have
know, I
anything
just
else?
Fill it out. Yeah, I've got tons of tattoos all over.
Yeah.
But I was talking to somebody the other day about this. I was like, I would never, some people are like, I would get a tattoo, but I really worry about like what it would be, what it would mean. It's too much pressure. And the way that I explained it as I was like, a tattoo is like, maybe the first one, there's a lot of pressure, but like after you break that barrier, tattoos bring me back to like a memory, to like a place, to who I was at that time or where I was. So like, even if I don't like how the tattoo looks, it
There's
is like
a
a
deeper
reminder.
meaning.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's story,
That's really cool.
I have
actually.
such a good story about that. Do you remember when I got this tattoo? Dude, I thought it was the coolest, greatest tattoo, and you brought me back down to reality so quick. Because I came home.
I used to say really mean things.
No,
all the
but
time.
like, no,
you
but
grew
it
up
was
in that attitude.
It was,
era.
you couldn't help yourself.
I know.
No, but like, it was so real. You're like, are you serious, dude? And then it was like, because I was like on this high of like, this is fucking.
Do you know
so,
what that tattoo is on his arm?
I've probably seen it. I don't know what it
Not
is
this
right
one.
now.
It says "Wrong Angel to Fuck With." It's an Atmosphere lyric, but it's in like graffiti. Luckily,
Yeah.
But I was like riding this high of like, oh my god, this is so sick, perfect placement, it's edgy.
Yeah.
And then I showed you, or you asked, or something. We were in the basement.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, what? Or like something like that. And then it was like. And I was like, what the fuck have I done? I just like wrote fuck on my arm.
Bummer. There's nothing worse than having somebody you look up to be like,
100%,
be like,
yeah.
dude, that sucks. You suck.
That's the worst.
Dude, it was the worst only in that like he was right. It was like, fuck. Yeah, what
did I just do?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Because it was definitely an impulse tattoo. It wasn't like I've been thinking about this for a month.
Well, the thing too is like there's so much explaining that has to go on with
Yes.
a tattoo like that. Like I would get that because I like atmosphere. Most Minnesotans would probably get that, but like
Yeah.
you go anywhere else, people are like, what?
Most Minnesotans our age that are men.
yeah, we get that.
But,
yeah, I would have no clue.
yeah.
I'd be like, the
you listen
fuck?
to atmosphere? You know who that is?
No.
You don't
Really?
know who
No to
Atmosphere is?
eat
Oh, wow.
both of those.
Oh.
You know Morgan
underground
Wallen?
hip hop artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he became during like the early 2000s. He really blew up. He's a underground hip hop artist. He has his own label here, Rhyme Sayers, and they've got like tons of different artists. They're not as big today as they were, but in the early 2000s, like
They're huge.
They were huge,
Yeah.
massive.
Like
so many good
02?
artists. Yeah, like
Like 99 to like 2012.
yeah, because even when I went to college in Arizona for my first year, I was just like, God Loves Ugly. I was listening to that on
It's
my
so
CD
good
player
though.
every day.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 2012, I was 10.
Yeah.
That's
Probably,
wild.
I was probably listening to fucking Kids Bop.
Yeah.
You were 1 year old when I went to college.
Isn't that crazy?
That's nuts.
He was born after 9/11. That blows my mind.
Yeah, that one
That's
always
crazy.
gets you.
Yeah. That's
Where'd you go to
like-
college?
I bounced
GCU?
around. I went to University of Arizona my first year, and then got into too much trouble, so I came back to Minnesota. Went to Normandale for a year, and then trade school, Brown College for 2 years, and got a graphic design degree, and that was it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Arizona.
yeah.
I feel
U
like
of A.
my mom went down there to visit you or
She
something.
went down there to save me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody else.
She never told me about. Like, I think she mentioned like, yeah, Tony was struggling. She
Well,
was always so
everybody else-
vague about.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't want to
Probably just like
embarrass
save
me.
face.
That's
yeah.
like your idol, though, you know?
Yeah.
Growing up, probably, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. For
Well,
sure.
she, I was just, and I was such in a weird place in my life too. Like, I was smoking pot every day. I was high
Yeah.
every day, all day. I had totally changed as a person. Like before I didn't start smoking pot until I'm sober now. So I have, it'll be 3 years in next March, but
Just quit bragging.
oh yeah, everybody.
Dude, that's sweet, though. That's
That
That
awesome.
is crazy though.
Okay, and
We'll put a applause track in
yeah.
the background.
and so, anyways, but like before I started smoking pot, like I was very energetic. I was very like a lot of personality, And then when I started smoking pot, I just became super introverted. I was super paranoid. I like didn't talk much. I cut off my core group of friends and made new friends. I became a totally different person. And so when I went to University of Arizona, away from everybody, and I didn't have those those key friends that would kind of remind me of who I was, I just felt really lost, and I felt like a stranger in my own body, So I was out there, and then within a week, to tell a long story short, I got there on a Wednesday. Friday night, I was arrested and charged with weed, paraphernalia, and so I had a bowl, and then a bottle of alcohol. And this is 2004, I think. No, 2003. So, weed back then, you can get like a weed seltzer in a restaurant now. But back then it was like, you might as well have heroin on you.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. So anyways, so that Friday I got arrested, charged with 3 things. I stayed in my dorm room all weekend, depressed. Monday night I went out, dropped weed in front of my RA. And then I got evicted from the dorms. So I was like homeless and facing 3 charges.
Damn.
And I hadn't even been to school for a week. And my
Were you
mom,
going to school regularly at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You were,
I was
okay.
going to class and stuff. And but anyway, so my mom was just like, "Who are you? I
Yeah.
don't know you anymore." And my dad was like, "You should go to the Navy." And
I mean, that's fair though. Like if
yeah, I mean, but I was
So
just
far
That's
away.
such the dad
Yeah.
in Jake right there. That was
what?
you just being, they're not that wrong.
No,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
as
he
a
did,
parent,
so-
like if my kid was like thousands of miles away and I had no control and they're like getting arrested and homeless, I'd be like, dude, I'd feel so helpless. I'd feel
Do you
terrible.
have any kids?
no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, like we don't have that mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can understand. Like we both probably put our parents through hell.
Yeah.
So like
No, I get
now
it.
that we're older, I can definitely like, I don't know.
Well,
But
so
I mean, that's
so
why
your
like,
mom came out and helped
Yeah.
me. So she was the only person. Your mom's always been there for me. I have
Yeah.
it's a very special place in my heart for your mom because she's just always been a ride or die. She's very down to earth. I mean, maybe it's a different relationship for you and her, but
No, she's saved
I
my
feel
ass
like your
a lot
mom's
of
always
times.
she's been very cool about a lot of things.
Yeah. I think it's good to have that detachment too from like mother son to like she didn't like raise you
Yeah.
per se, so it's easier for her to like listen to you, and if something crazy is, she's like less attached
Yeah.
maybe. So
Yeah.
man, I forgot about that though, Arizona.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
Yeah.
It was a bummer. Yeah.
I mean, we kind of speed ran that, but like, what was your childhood like?
Hanging
I
out.
know
I
you
love my
have a
childhood.
twin brother.
Yeah.
You're a twin. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I never think about it. But yeah, I mean, I had an awesome childhood. I loved, I have 3 brothers, and older brother Jonathan, who's 9 years older. He is a different dad, and my twin brother, and then we have a younger brother, who's 2 years younger, and it was just, we had a lot of fun, dude. We were latchkey kids. Do you know what that is? Latchkey. Do you know what that is? I had to
Yeah,
learn
it's
that
like
term a couple years
the
ago.
parents leave a key in the latch and you just run around the neighborhood and
It's
come
basically like you're allowed to just leave,
Free
come
range
and go
kids.
as you want, type of thing.
Free range.
You're not, yes.
Free range chickens.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So we were just like, we were latchkey kids. We were allowed to just, we were always playing in the woods, building forts, or over at a friend's house, or riding bikes, or we were just always out and about, and it was awesome.
just a little bit towards it. There we go.
There wasn't many like rules and regulations on me and my brothers. We were allowed to watch whatever movies we wanted. We were allowed to play whatever video games
Drink
we wanted.
Mountain Dew.
Drink Mountain Dew every
Crazy.
day.
That was always crazy. My mom would be like Sprite, one Sprite. When
Yeah.
we go to like, where did we go? That Excelsior. Not Bunnies, but Gippers?
Oh, Gippers.
Gippers, yeah. One
Yeah.
Sprite. And you guys would be on your 4th Mountain Dew. I'm like, this is so unfair.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
did I know.
Yeah, well, you were an only child. So
Yeah.
like, my mom was probably pretty exhausted.
By
after,
Gary, she's like,
She's
whatever.
like, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Guys. Just don't kill yourselves or kill anybody
Yeah,
else,
yeah.
and we're good. So,
How was it having a twin brother growing up?
I've been asked that before. The thing is like,
Is it identical?
no, fraternal.
Okay.
Like I always say, like you wouldn't even know we were related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
let
me and
alone
both of my
twins.
brothers. You would have no clue.
You have 2 brothers?
Yeah.
Any sisters?
Nope. Just 2 brothers.
And are you the youngest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's the age difference?
Was 5 years and 4 years older than me. They're Irish twins, I guess. So
Are your parents still together?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, my parents got divorced when I was like 10.
Yeah, he is like when we first met and did like our first podcast.
It's like the
greatest
ideal
childhood.
I feel like I
family.
can always tell when
Yeah,
when people's
right?
parents are still together.
Yeah,
they always
the-
have a vibe.
Really good childhood. Like, not a lot of trauma.
I can't, like I don't have that trauma. I can't be like.
Which
Yeah.
no, but that's what because he wasn't like trying to brag and
No,
like come
like-
up with things like, oh, I had so it's like, no, I had a great childhood. I
Like,
love.
I have no excuse
love my
not to be a good
parents.
person.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
here I
it's
am,
it's
being a dick.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember your parents getting divorced? When did they get
No,
divorced?
they got divorced when I was like 3, maybe
Okay.
4.
My parents got divorced when I was, I guess, 8. I thought it was. I thought it must have been 3 because I've literally like no memories of my parents
Yes.
together.
Yes.
At all,
Yeah.
which is like weird.
Do you remember all like their fights?
I used to like hear them fighting, and I liked to like hide outside of the room and listen to them fight.
Yeah. What is?
I don't
that?
know what that was.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's
that's
weird.
not weird because I would do the
And
same
then,
thing.
like, as I grew up, I was like attracted to like chaos.
drama?
Yeah, and drama.
Yeah.
And then I used to like stirring up drama, and I
know what
liked
Dad said.
Yeah. I liked living in like just chaos for so long, not knowing that that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Would your mom ever be like, well, your fucking dad, not fucking, but like, well, your
Oh,
dad
they used to
said
love
that.
talking shit about each other.
Yeah, to
all the
you,
time.
right?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
Oh, you're on his side now? Why
Yeah.
don't you go live with
Yeah.
him?
Well, I always say like our parents grew up in like the weirdest generation. Like,
Yeah.
they just like, their parents were very like hard workers, and there wasn't a lot of knowledge on like today we have so much knowledge.
Books on books,
like
on
how
YouTube
to like
tutorials.
raise your kids, like what to do and what not to do. I remember my boss.
Shout out Miss Rachel.
My boss, she's got a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old. And anyways, but she was like, oh yeah, my oldest, he started coming home and talking about girls. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
So I was like, and she was like, oh, I don't want to like tease him about it. And I was like, oh yeah. And she was like, yeah, I don't want to make him like insecure about girls. I want him to be able to like talk to me about girls and stuff. And I was like, that's fucking so right.
Genius.
A light bulb went off when you were. I was like,
I was
oh,
like,
shit.
yeah, you're a
I've
good
never
mom.
even
My instinct's
thought of
like, oh, what are you gonna say, you little dork?
That's so real.
Yeah, it's like you're a good mom, man.
Yeah.
What do you do for work?
So I'm a graphic designer. So
That's awesome.
I work for a company. I don't want to put them on blast or anything, but a planner company. We do like organizational tools and like home decor and stuff. So my job is to basically like build out the production files for like like a planner, like from July of 2024 to December of 2025, 18-month planner. Everything that goes into that book, somebody has to put it on the page, all the holidays, and like structure it, and like I do all of that. So I don't really like, people hear that I'm a graphic designer and they're like, oh, can you make me a logo? Like, we want to have
Can
like
you
a
use
lion
Canva?
wearing armor with wings, with flames. And I'm like, no, I don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
I can't make, maybe I could, but like, there's
That's
people
not
that
what I
actually like
do.
do that.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
are
not
though
me.
like very ever
I
since
used
like,
to be a good drawer, but like you got to imagine like I was the best drawer out of like 6th graders. So
Yeah.
like
But I remember though
Your competition was
you
Yeah.
were naturally talented though when it came to that.
yeah, I mean,
for
if
sure.
I would have stuck with it, I'm sure I would have been
Yeah.
better. But like I lost interest in.
you
Yeah.
smoked weed and you drank.
Literally though,
that's
true.
I was more shit about getting loaded in girls.
Yeah,
than
right.
Yeah.
about
Preach to
anything
that.
else. But
Okay, so you moved back to Minnesota, though. You're living out in Cali.
Whoa. We haven't even
Have
got
we gotten to Cali
No,
yet?
you were in college in Arizona.
Yeah.
Your mom saved his ass.
Yeah, and then you went to Brown.
Normandale.
All that
yeah,
stuff.
I mean, when I came back, I didn't know what I want. I mean, honestly, like when I went to college, I had this dream of being in a band. I wanted to be a musician. So like I went out there and signed up for like the U of A like music school. And when I started going to music classes, I was so noticeably far behind everybody else. People like knew how to read music and like what different like chords are, and I knew nothing. My teachers were calling me out there like, dude, like what and I was high all the time. So
How'd you even get accepted into this college?
It was like one of 3 colleges that accepted me. So I was just like, yeah, I'll go there. So anyways, they so that didn't pan out. So then when I came back to Minnesota, I was like, well, I'm not going to be a musician. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I went to Normandale and took some like, general education classes. And then I think I was working for the city of Edina, like paving roads. It was like a summer job. And when I was home one day for lunch, a commercial came on. It was like, Brown College, you want to learn how to be
ITT Tech.
Yeah, you want to learn how to be a whatever, we can get you there in 2 years. And I was like, hell yeah, shortcuts. I love shortcuts. Let's do that, And so I went there and I only got my associates, and they're like, you want to stay for 2 more years to get a bachelor's? I was like, nah, I think I got this. And, I bounced out and I was waiting tables. Waiting tables is where I made like a majority of my living for 20 years. Serving restaurants, I've worked at probably like 10 different restaurants. And how I got this job is, and I'm not trying to like fast forward you guys' questions, but this girl that I was dating in California, her sister, who's now my boss, they are hiring.
With the 10-year-old and the sister?
When they were a super small company. So they were like, we need graphic designers. And I'm like, well, there's no reason they should hire me. I have no experience. My resume has nothing on it. Right. And they hired me and I'm like, well, this sucks. Now I'm like, I don't want to embarrass her. So I'm just going to work harder than everybody else. I'm going to make sure you don't have to tell me anything twice. Right. I'm just going to work fast. I'm going to take on the projects that people don't want to do and think they're above. And it's just paid off. I've just like climbed the ranks pretty steadily, and I love it. I couldn't be more grateful for this job. It's amazing.
It's crazy because the whole weed thing like resonates with me because people, like I had friends who would get straight A's and they smoke weed every day, all day.
Yeah, I'm not wired like
No, not at all. Me neither. And it's like when I smoke weed, same thing as you. I isolate.
Yeah.
Work starts to...
I get really nervous and anxious.
Yes.
I think people are like thinking about me all the time.
Do they know I'm high?
I'm like, oh shit, Brady looked at me. He doesn't like me.
Yeah.
Why does he think that? Oh, he thinks I'm an idiot. Oh shit, I am an idiot. I start to like spiral.
No, really.
And then I like don't talk.
Yeah, and it's always like, whenever I start smoking weed, it'll be like, oh, I'll just smoke weed today. It's like, okay. And then I smoke weed 5 days later because I was like, that was fun last time. And then pretty soon it's every day. Yeah. And multiple times a day. And pretty soon, I'm stuck inside.
It's the first thing I do when I wake up. It's the last thing I do when I go to bed.
Shades are shut. Netflix is on.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Okay, well, let's get into some questions.
You lived in Cali?
Oh, yeah, we didn't even...
Yeah, I lived in California for 14 years.
Hold that thought.
Long Beach?
LA and then Long Beach.
Damn. It ain't a bad place to live.
Yeah, it was. Have you ever lived there?
No, I never will.
Okay. Yeah. So you have the romantic version of California.
Yeah, no, we went there and we had fun, and it's cool.
Fun to go.
But I would never go back for more than 4 days.
The weather's great.
Yeah, I mean,
earthquakes are cool.
My thing about California is, and it is great, but I like weather. I like. What's great about Minnesota is the seasons. So, like, you know where you are in the year. Like, winter comes, you're like, the year's wrapping up. Spring comes, you're like, it's a new year. California's the same day every day, which people are like, oh, it's awesome. You, like, only get the good weather. And it's like, but, like, years just roll by. And you're like, what year are we in? Like, I don't even know, like...
That's what I was telling Jake when we were there. Like, I would walk to the same, like, donut shop every day we were there.
Yeah.
Or just walk and like make phone calls for work, and fucking every day was the same exact. I'd be
Yeah.
like, yep, there's that person doing the same thing they did
Yeah.
yesterday. And I'm just
Oh.
like,
Yeah.
there is no change. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it because we went in December. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fucking snowing here. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go for a
crazy.
walk.
Yeah, I didn't even think about
so
it
I
like
think
that.
a lot of people feel that same way that you just explained.
My mom always, like, every couple years, my mom's like, I gotta move. I can't do another. I'm like, yes, sweet. Like, let me know. We'll move with you.
Virginia Beach,
Yeah,
like, where are we
somewhere
going?
we'll go. And then, a month later, I love the 4 seasons. I'm like, fucking.
Yeah. I mean,
Toying
it's
with
tough. And I hate moving.
Yo, yeah.
I never want to move again.
Yeah.
If I can help it.
Right.
Let's get you into a house.
Yeah.
That's the last time I'll move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Boom, then we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just hate packing everything up. I hate dragging boxes around. Yeah, the whole
Getting
business.
used to your new house.
Yeah,
What
it's
light
just-
switch fucking does what? Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the worst.
I don't know. It's a lot.
Do you know all of your light switches, what they do?
Yeah, actually, I think I do. There's one that doesn't work in the foyer.
Foyer?
Well, I'm French. You flick it and it just
French fries.
flickers.
Really?
Freedom fries. Flickers, yeah. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's fuse. Doesn't matter. But
Should get that checked out, probably, actually.
I know. Speaking of
You have a kid.
being depressed, isolated, smoking weed, and watching Netflix.
Yeah.
Mike
What are you
Tyson
doing tonight?
and busy tonight. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul
Yeah.
are fighting
I know.
boxing
Yeah.
tomorrow
On
Yeah.
Netflix.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
Who do you have? Are you invested at all? Are you
I
interested?
think it's going to be really bad for society if Jake Paul wins. I think he has a chance.
Yes.
I would.
He's, 30 years younger? He
I
should
would,
have
I
a
would
chance.
hate for
Yeah.
it to happen. I would love to see Mike
Iron
win,
Mike just...
but I don't know, man. Those Paul brothers are
They're
they're
weird.
animals.
Yeah.
Is it
know.
rigged?
I want to not like them. I do not like them.
Jake's okay.
No.
I'm not
Is he?
totally anti.
I like Logan better than Jake.
I don't like Logan. I don't not like either of them.
Logan is like a business genius.
Yeah.
You grew up on that
Yes.
stuff. You grew up with those people like as your contemporaries.
Yeah.
Like, right. You grew up with like watching Vine videos of those
Yeah.
two
Yeah, you're
boys
right.
being silly.
Fucking
you know?
Vine was the shit.
Yeah.
It was the
So I had to
shit.
like hear about. I didn't learn about those two guys until like well after. I think maybe the first time I heard of Logan was that like
Suicide
Forest thing,
Yeah.
and then the first time I heard about Jake was
His first
maybe his
fight.
like fake wedding to Tana Mongoose or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
And, so it was like
I will say though that Jake he's addressed like how he was in the past, and he's totally different now. Like he did like ayahuasca and is like this completely different, like dedicated.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, whether you like him or hate him, you can't deny that they're both like geniuses when it comes to marketing and business.
oh man,
it's
yeah,
insane.
yeah, that's awesome.
So you think Jake is gonna win though? Like deep down, do you think?
If I had to like put percentages on it,
Yeah.
If you
I would
put
say-
$100 on it, who are you throwing money on?
Tyson.
Really?
Yeah, I'd be willing to lose $100.
Oh, sure.
All right,
yeah,
that's
I
fair.
would say, but I'd say Tyson has like a 60% chance. Jake has a 40% chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fair out.
Yeah.
I think it's like it could be a good fight.
I think.
Hopefully.
Like
I think it's going to be an exhibition. I know they said, it's an actual boxing match. I think they're going to go light on each other to stretch it out to the end and then it's going to go to decision.
you're telling me Mike Tyson at 57.
He did that with Ray.
He's not 57.
He's
How old is
56.
he?
56.
I thought he was older than that.
No.
At 56, he can last 10 rounds.
Dude, have you seen his training videos?
Yeah, dude, he looks nuts.
insane.
Yeah, he's
Like,
a beast.
Scary.
Yeah.
He did that boxing match with this old other boxing legend, and they sold it the same thing, like, it's going to be this crazy boxing match, and there was like no head punches. They kind of like went soft, like they didn't really go all out.
Well, there's a woman's fight, and I forget who's on the bill before that fight.
Yes, she's on Jake's. Like promotional company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen women boxing?
The Olympics,
No.
but it was a dude, so it was weird.
A little different. So real quick, like when I was in California working at this restaurant, there was this girl who worked with us. She was a hostess, and anyways, she was a boxer, fighter. And that was like her thing. She trained all the time and did all this stuff, little Hispanic girl. And she kept asking us to like, come watch. And finally, a bunch of us went out to go watch. And I never watched women box before. I had no idea. So anyways, what's interesting about it is women, they get in the ring, they square up, at least boxing. I don't know about like, UFC, octagon type stuff, but like there's no defense. They just straight up rock 'em, sock 'em, bopper each other's face until somebody's had enough.
Damn.
Or they just count up the punches at the end. So they just like, dude, I was just watching it being like, dude,
like
they're just smacking each other in the, no blocking, no dodging, just straight up whose face can take the most pummels. So when I was looking at the prize picks betting app, so it was like, it was like Jake Paul and Tyson, who can land, higher or lower. And it was like Jake Paul, 40 punches, higher or lower, something like that. And then it was like the woman, 184 punches. And I was like, Jesus, dude, these women are going to be, annihilated by the end of this fight.
I saw a clip of the girl that's fighting in Jake's undercard.
Yeah.
I think it's a rematch, if I'm not
They're
mistaken.
both, I recognize the names. They're both like professional.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
big
they're
names.
like top,
Where's the fight?
Huh? Where is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably Vegas.
Vegas
I
somewhere?
would guess,
Probably.
yeah.
But she was fighting, and they looked like, they didn't look like what you were talking about. They looked like pretty legit and blocking and like weaving and...
We'll see.
Kick your ass.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think it'll be
so-
good. I plan on watching. I think I have like a bunch of people coming over to watch it.
Tom's having a party.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, we just made a video
It's
on it
free
today.
on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
I
Nice.
think.
Yeah,
I think so,
it is
yeah.
too.
National holiday?
Sure. I
Ready
got
for
some
these?
other stuff.
There's some
here, but-
fucking terrible holidays today.
Is it?
It is. All right, we have.
Pasty.
It's
Jesus.
National Seatbelt Day.
All right.
It's one of them.
I like that.
It's big
Hate that one.
seatbelt propaganda.
Yeah.
National
Big seatbelt.
Family Pajama Day.
Okay.
What is it?
National Family Pajama Day.
It's white people stuff.
Yeah.
National Pickle Day. I kind of like
I
that.
like pickles.
I like pickles.
Yeah.
Gay. National Spicy Guacamole Day as well.
As opposed to just regular guacamole.
It's spicy guacamole today.
All right.
So those are your national holidays
Okay.
Love that.
Wow.
for today.
Thanks, Brady. We
That's
need
what I
like
do
an
best.
intro to the segment, like Brady's National Holiday segment. I have some exciting news for the week. I ordered some new cologne.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Is it cool water?
Relax. No.
Is that Jake Paul's? What's Jake
no.
Paul's cologne?
I don't know.
W? Yeah.
He's gonna take that L tomorrow.
Dior Sauvage.
Savage.
Savage. Well, it's
Savage.
French,
It
Tony.
is Savage.
Gene and I have a date day on Saturday.
Whoa!
Just curious, do you guys have any ideas what we should do?
You should go to Puttery.
What's that?
It's a bar mini golf course downtown. There's
Oh,
one
I don't
in
wanna go
Edina.
downtown.
There's one in Edina. They just opened it up.
Okay. What's
And then you guys go
Pottery?
to like the art museum.
We've done that.
Oh, bummer.
Children's Museum. I don't know. It's not called
We're
Puttery.
not taking Felix, so
it's
that's
not called Puttery. It's called something else. Mini golf course.
Anyway, and then business has picked up. I have more clients. That was good news.
Flexing on these hoes.
Listen,
Good news.
it
Putt
is what
Shack.
it is. Good news from Putt Shack.
Putt Shack.
Okay,
It's,
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Look like they got good food and.
We never covered it last time when Bob was here, but Trump won the election.
Yeah.
It's
Allegedly.
no left or right.
No left or right.
There was
Just
an
stating
election.
a fact.
President got elected.
There was an election.
It is Donald Trump. He will be our
And-
47th president.
Yes. Yep.
So
And he's already in the middle of picking all his cabinet members and all that stuff.
it's like it feels like it's like the NFL draft though. I feel like people
Yeah.
are freaking out by
They're
everything.
going hard.
At work, I work with it's like 98% females, and
Wow.
we had a meeting
And
the
you're
other
single?
day.
That's brutal.
Yeah, and we had a meeting the other day, and it's the first meeting since the election, and it was probably like 30 people in there, and
Oh boy.
so this one girl gets on, she's hosting the meeting, leading the meeting, and she
Zoom?
signs on, she's like, "Hey guys, I just want to say, I know we're all really having a tough day today. It's not what we wanted. It's not what we fought for. But it's where we are.
What is this we shit, bitch?
And if you guys
left or
want to
right.
take a moment to take a deep breath with me, that's what I like to do when times are tough. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
What? I got to turn my camera off.
Yeah.
I was just like, this fucking, how inappropriate.
Yeah.
We're at work.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I don't want to hear.
Whether you're for it or against it, like,
where's
It's a different
HR?
meeting.
yeah.
You know, like this
That's
is, we're about,
crazy.
we're talking about products and projects coming up. Why am I hearing that you're having a tough time because somebody, if nobody ever told you who the president was, you'd never know.
Yeah.
You never know what was going on.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, you just.
It's brutal.
It's just insane. We live in an insane world.
We live in a society.
It's bananas, dude.
Have you seen all the TikToks of people freaking out?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I watch compilation videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
First thing in the morning, it gets me going.
Gets you going
Yeah,
before
I
a
love
workout.
it.
You're just like, let's
Yeah.
fucking go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened. Trump won, and we'll see.
Did he? No, I don't know.
I hope he does great. That's not that bad. I hope he does great.
I don't
and
care who would have won as long as
I
the
hope they do well.
country doesn't explode. I really don't give a shit.
It's like I heard a good analogy where they're like hoping that he does, but it's like wishing a pilot of the plane that you're on, you know, crashes the plane. It's like, why would you? I hope he does well.
yeah.
Do you know Zach Bryan, the country art? You know Zach.
Yeah.
Bryan.
This is
anyways.
going to be controversial.
Is it?
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm gonna say?
Yeah.
Him and his girlfriend broke up.
Yeah.
And
she's just slashing him.
slashing,
tearing him apart.
Zach Bryan, this famous country singer, broke up with his girlfriend, who's a podcaster and, you know, kind of an influencer, and he tried to get her to sign an NDA for $12 million.
Okay.
And all I'm thinking is like, why?
Why would someone sign something for
Well,
$12 million?
No, why would he want her to? What is he hiding? $12 million to
He's
sign
in-
an NDA?
He's
in the-
offering her $12 million to sign an NDA on their relationship.
Yeah.
Illuminati is the
I mean,
only answer. Like,
I guess I'd have to like weigh, like, could I make more than that by not signing that?
Well, she already has her own money, so she's like,
Okay.
why? And she hasn't been like exposing him for like crazy, but it's just like how he treated her. That's it. I don't know. But
You know
$12 million
what?
dollars.
That's another problem with this.
I'm
with
signing
this. We live permanently online. Everybody feels like their business needs to be exposed to the masses all
Right.
the time.
Yeah. Well, when you're an influencer online and something happens and everybody starts attacking you, you almost feel like you have to like speak
Talk,
your piece and tell your side of the story, right?
do the sad
Yeah.
apology video.
Yeah, the apology video. Yeah.
Can I bring up a topic I want to bring up?
Yes.
Have you guys ever heard of Delta P?
Delta B?
P.
P.
As
No.
in pear.
No.
Okay, so Delta P. Imagine you have two tanks, right? Two giant tanks, empty. One is full of water, the other is completely empty. There's one tube, could be about this big, that connects the two. And there's a valve that'll open up that tube so the water from the full tank will fill up the empty tank. The pressure on the side of the tube that connects with the water, it's called delta P. It's delta pressure. And that pressure is, depending on how big the tanks are, could be anywhere from like the weight of like 4 elephants. So like a lot of deaths happen in like scuba divers that work on like dams or stuff.
welding.
Oh yeah, like if you're underwater.
Fuck.
So I was watching these. I go down these like
dude.
YouTube rabbit holes, and there was this guy, and this happens a lot. He was like working on some dam, and then he got some valve didn't get closed or got opened accidentally when he was by it. The pressure is so strong that it'll suck your whole body, breaking your bones and mutilating you into this tube. That is insane, dude.
That's
insane.
I hear you, but like Zach Bryan and his girlfriend
That's
broke
not-
I don't
up.
want to talk about that.
That's some like Ocean Gate shit.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
crazy.
I think that's how I ended up there. Because I was like,
How did this happen?
yeah.
Like, how
'Cause I watched
strong
some,
is this
like,
pressure?
animation on like the thing. Like I was like, that's insane. That so
How
much
quick?
pressure can be applied.
Size of a baseball and your just whole body.
That's insane.
Well, do you remember the girl at Flagship in the pool?
No.
They're draining, or like some valve or something opened in the pool, and it's like her butt was sitting on the
like pulled her stuff
pulled
out.
her intestines.
That was a Flagship?
Yeah,
It's the same thing. That's delta pressure.
yeah,
Yeah.
crazy,
Gnarly.
crazy.
Gnarly. Yeah.
Thanks for that segment.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's Tony's terrible news.
Yeah, we have holiday for the day, and
Yep.
Tony's Delta.
And Jake's hot topics.
Oh fuck!
Well, I think what
That's
got me thinking about it
insane.
was you were talking about the plane crashing, and I was like,
Plane crash.
so like I used to never remember how I used to be afraid of flying.
What?
Jake
Are you
is
still afraid of
Yeah.
flying?
Jake is terrified. Do not
Yeah.
fly with this guy.
I know.
He's flown with me.
Because I used to tease
I
him.
was way worse. I'm not as bad. I would.
This guy pops 6 Xannies before he hops on
They're
a
Yeah.
they're
plane.
0.25 milligrams to be fair.
Well, I used to like tease him when we'd fly. I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, did you hear that?"
That wouldn't
doesn't
get
sound
me
right.
though. But
But I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just used to do it because I
Yeah.
thought it was funny.
This guy in turbulence, not friends.
Dude,
Not
I don't like
friends.
flying either.
yeah,
I like
sucks.
I used to not think about it at all, and now when I get in a flight, all I do is think about it. I'm like, why am I all the way up here?
yeah,
I'm standing on a tube,
aluminum tube.
blasting through the sky, thousands of miles. Like that's weird.
You know
how
what
does
gets,
this work?
You know what gets me now is claustrophobia.
Oh, you don't like being in like a tight area.
Now that my fear of turbulence has turned into a fear of like
I don't
I
think-
can never get out of here once I'm up 30, 40,000
yeah, I don't like
feet.
that either. Being trapped.
Fuck.
You
I don't
could
like
never,
being in the control, like out of control.
Yeah.
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 like private jet, you'd be screwed.
Oh, that'd be even scarier.
Like they're so
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
can't even stand up
Yeah.
in half the
Yes,
way.
you're
You know
right.
what I
That
mean?
would suck.
I would not want to do that either.
yeah.
Speaking of flying, have you guys seen the Buzz Lightyear movie?
Just
No.
saw it. Yes.
Did you?
Or 2 days ago.
I heard it wasn't good.
it was good.
It's fine.
I liked it.
It's okay, right? Okay.
Such
but-
different opinions.
So they land on this planet and they have to figure out how to get to light speed again, and, like travel light speed. And every time Buzz goes around this planet to try to like use the gravity to get to light speed and like achieve it, and
Yeah.
time on the planet like goes, it's like 5-10 years every time he attempts to get to light speed. But for him, it's
like
3 minutes.
Interstellar.
You know what I mean?
Interstellar,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So the theory that I heard the other day is that the first time we have an alien land on this planet, it's us from planet
I've
Earth.
heard that.
But so long ago that they traveled and they got to light speed and it's only been 5 minutes, they're going to come back and be like, what the fuck is everything? And we're going to be like, who the hell is this? This is an alien. They're trying to kill us and we're going to kill ourselves. And
Yeah. That's interesting.
that's a crazy
Yeah.
theory. I was watching you TikTok about it last night, and I was like, "Damn, like
That's
that's
cool to
true."
think about.
I would love to have an alien invasion.
Really? Like
Oh, yeah.
like bat like where they're
I don't
or
care
just in
which way it
general?
goes. I mean, let's just
We'd be
mix it up.
screwed either way.
Yeah. Have you heard of Project Bluebeam? You
Yes.
know what that is?
Yeah.
You know what that is?
No,
It's a conspiracy theory. It's like they think that
A fake invasion.
yeah, fake alien invasion. They're gonna like 3D hologram in the sky, an alien invasion that's gonna bring all the people
Global,
it's gonna
unite.
somehow like debunk all the religions and make us agree on one religion. And
It's a real thing.
I'd
Like,
be fine
it was-
with it.
it
Like
was
if they
actually,
did
like-
that, cool.
whatever. Yeah, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, I heard a theory like same thing. It's like aliens are people from a different dimension where their Earth, like they fucked up and they're coming back to warn us.
That's some like Rick and Morty shit.
Yes, and then there's also theories that aliens are actually like demons and they're not from space. They're from like USOs.
Somebody at Rogan, no, was it Rogan?
Probably.
Was talking about this. They're talking about how aliens more than likely aren't from outer space. They already live here
Yes.
and rather be interdimensionally or like deep in the ocean.
I think it was Tucker Carlson.
Oh, it was Tucker
Yeah.
Carlson. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that. I could see
Yeah,
that.
I could see that. It makes most sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly.
Does it? Like space is so big.
It's really big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Trips me out.
Have you heard of the firmament?
I've heard of
Firmament above the firmament and below the firmament.
What is that from the Bible?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, the actual like the conspiracy theory about the firmament.
No.
Feels weird saying firmament. There's been a bunch of those big helium balloons and they attach a GoPro on it.
Yeah.
All these balloons have like it gets to the top and it pops.
Uh-huh.
Whenever it gets to the top, right before it pops, they hear like water, like little waves of water. And people think that they're like, we've never been able to pass through that. That there's just a layer called the firmament that we've never been able to. Yeah, I don't know. Just another conspiracy
He
theory.
doesn't think the moon landing was real.
I don't think
That's what it
it was
comes
really
down
real.
to.
Yeah, there's a lot of. You think that's crazy to think that we don't? A lot of people don't think it was real.
And I'm not just. Dude, think of the technology they
In
had back
1969
then. And you're
or
telling
whatever,
me
yeah.
they were able to like. They couldn't even figure out like wireless cell phones, but they could blast a bunch of
Live
humans
footage.
to crash onto the moon. Yeah,
And get back.
and get back.
get back.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
If it happened, that's wild.
The only thing I will say though that's like pretty good evidence is that they left behind like mirrors on the moon that you can shine a laser pointer at or like light at, and it'll shine back.
Okay.
Yeah, that when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's pretty good evidence. Yeah, but also they also said that like there's shiny rocks on the moon that can cause it. So who knows? Yeah.
Do you think Musk will get to Mars in the next
Probably.
10 years?
Well, we've already
What's-
allegedly
Well, they've
got
sent
to Mars,
like,
but
not
like the
people
rover.
there, but yeah, rovers. There.
But what do you think people will get to Mars?
No, not. I don't think in our
What
lifetime.
aren't they sending people in 6 years now?
I don't
maybe.
know.
To Mars?
Is that what they're saying?
I don't know.
I thought they were gonna like start trying to build like a habitat
Yeah.
of some sort.
I
on
think
Mars.
there's probably been life on Mars. I mean, there's been water and
Well, you know that whole theory. Now we're getting into the
with the
Anunnaki,
nuclear.
dude.
There's
Yeah,
an element on there where they're like, this was only caused by like in the
A
soil.
nuclear disaster.
Yeah.
Like some people like used to live there, and then they destroyed the world and
Yes.
moved here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, NASA plans to send humans to Mars by the end of
NASA's so
The
fucking lame.
2030s.
I don't believe anything NASA. All their pictures are doctored and they are. If
They
you
might
see
be, I don't
This
know.
guy,
If
let
you
me
s-
tell you, this guy hates the U.S. government.
if you saw all the pictures of Earth, which I mean I don't blame them, they're all CGI. None of them look the same. There's
Yeah, I heard
copy
that somewhere that like there's no actual photos
No.
of the Earth. It's
And they're-
all like made up.
generated, and like
Yeah.
you'll see like there's copies of clouds, like over like copy and
Copy,
pasted.
paste,
Literally
copy,
though,
paste.
you can see like evidence of that, and I'm like, but you'd have to get a satellite far enough away to get a picture, and we don't have that.
You know what I didn't know that Instagram had is like AI stickers. So like if I wanted to send like, you know how you try to like search for an emoji or
Isn't
something?
that what you have?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna wait
So
for
if you
him.
try to like search for like an emoji for like, you know, like, but you could type in what you want to the AI sticker bot or whatever,
Yeah.
and it'll. So I was like, well, it must be like it must just have access to like a gallery of like a billion
Yeah.
photos. So I was like, I tried to come up with something like obscure. I was like a mirror looking at itself in a mirror, and it just made it. And I was
What?
like,
What
what is that? What does that image even look like?
It was like a like an old school like oval mirror, like you would sit on a tabletop, and then like another one looking at itself in it. And I was
Oh.
like, what a trip, dude! Because there's no way that exists.
Like,
Yeah.
someone's for sure gonna ask for
yeah,
this.
yeah, like nobody drew that or made that. Like AI made that.
Dude, AI is nuts.
it's
Yesterday,
getting crazy.
I said make a PDF file for X, Y, and Z. 2 seconds later, boom, gave me a whole PDF, bullet points, fucking everything,
crazy.
everything I
Dude.
wanted. I was just like, nah.
I'm
I
predicting
use
it
it
now.
so much.
Eventually, they're not going to like have writers and directors and stuff
Yeah.
for movies. AI is just they're gonna like tell it what they want. We want a movie about this, this, and this,
Yes.
and the style of this, and it'll just be able to like produce an hour and a half or however long you want to
What
2 hour
about
movie.
Yeah.
graphic design?
I know that's why artists like there's a whole movement on Instagram, and because that's the only platform or social media I have, but it's like a ton of people, especially like artists, really talented artists that are like very anti the AI movement. They're like it's gonna take jobs, it's gonna steal
Yeah.
jobs. You know, why would you pay me $500 for a logo or something when you could just have AI do it? You know,
They do some cool pictures too. of
I know
AI.
they're it's super talented.
Did you see the one on Rogan where they're like, it was like, make me a bunny that's happy. And it makes a bunny that's a happy bunny.
Yeah.
And they're like, make it happier.
Yeah.
And pretty soon they make God.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they asked it like, is basically like, did everything happen just randomly or was this created? Like, the world and
Yeah.
life. And like it basically said like it was definitely created. I was like, whoa.
I mean, it's pretty. I
Yeah,
remember like in my mid-20s, I was like super into like, what are we? Like, where are we?
Yeah.
How does this all happen? You know? And
Was this when you were smoking a lot?
I was definitely smoking. I don't know if I was smoking.
I feel like a lot of people go through that though in their 20s.
Yeah, I was just kind of like I was having like an existential crisis, and I remember
Goddamn, I'm gonna have that then.
learning this fact, and I used to love telling people this fact because A, it made me sound smart, and B, it's just wild. But it was like there was this test where they had like 15 people, random strangers, one at a time, come into a room, and they hooked them up to like a CAT scan or whatever machine that monitors your brain
I think I know
activity.
where you're going with it. Yeah.
I've probably told you this before. And they like would look at like a red car, and they were like, just silently look at the red car. Think about everything you can think of, the shape of it, the color, what it means to you, the doors, the dent, whatever. Take it all in for like 10 minutes. And they recorded all the what was going on in the brain. So they had the same group of people come back the next day and sit in the chair, hook up to the machine, except there was no red car. And they're like, close your eyes and just remember everything you can about that car. And the brain did the exact same thing that it did the day before, which means that your brain doesn't know the difference between you actually experiencing something or you just remembering something. The same functions go off. So that's why like post-traumatic stress disorder, people that go through very serious things, when they remember those things, their body chemistry and all this, it goes through the same emotional, it thinks it's reliving the instance. So it's like if your brain isn't the one making the decision for you that this is real and this is happening, what's making that distinction for you? And then so the argument's like, your soul or your spirit or God or like
My first thought was like, is this a simulation?
Could be.
Or like deja vu.
This fucking guy.
or deja vu.
Strip club?
No. But like feeling like something's already happened. I had the 5 minutes of that yesterday.
Yeah.
I haven't had it forever.
Matt.
What were you doing?
I was literally just standing
cranking
up.
it?
No, I was standing up over Felix, like feeding him, and Jean was just sitting there. And for some reason, like from the thing I was about to say to how she responded to Felix, like whatever, he was like everything lined up, and I was like, this is like exactly how something has happened before. I swear to God.
My brother, my twin brother, and whenever I say like, because it happens to me all the time too, I always feel like I have deja vu and I always dude, I swear I'm having like deja vu right now, and he always goes, dude, you already said that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Last night we were gonna play Mario Party, and I started Clue, right? The game Clue, and Maddie's like, "No, I want to play Mario Party," and she went to the bathroom. She came back, and I had Mario Party like ready to go, and she goes, "Weren't we playing Clue?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, we were playing Mario Party the whole time, and she was like, No. You had Clue going. I'm like, we were playing Mario Party the whole time. Like 10 minutes later, I was like, hey, we were playing Clue, and she goes, I thought I was fucking crazy. Like,
Wait, were you sober?
no.
Oh, okay. I was like, that is a crazy sober, but that makes more sense.
It was date
That's
night.
funny.
Come on.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all I got for questions, but
Really? I thought you said you had a lot. There's like 3.
No, not questions. I had more like little segments, but how comfortable do you feel talking about like your recovery and addiction, and I don't know how deep you want to go
Sobriety.
now.
We can talk about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about like opiates.
Uh-huh.
When did you first get into those? How's that road
How
been?
did you get into those?
Yeah.
Well, so
Was it an injury?
no, I had always known they existed. I don't want to like.
Fucking Jake.
Trying to be careful not to put anybody on blast. I had a family member who had a prescription to him, and it was just something that I knew that I liked because I had done them before. Maybe I was hanging out with friends. You know what? Where it really shifted is I had a friend that worked at a pharmacy. This is when I lived in a house in Dinkytown.
It's the first problem.
Yeah, and
was a brutal
this
house.
buddy of mine used to work at a pharmacy, and when he quit, this is before like opiates were known as being like a serious thing, and he grabbed 2 handfuls of Oxycontins, like the serious stuff, and just walked out with them. And because apparently there was like boxes in the back that just had bags of them.
Oh my
So
god.
So
crazy.
he came over to my place and was like, "Hey, I like just stole a bunch of these. Do you want some?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know."
Duh.
Don't be stupid.
And so I would take them, and I remember the feel. I started to itch.
Oh, yeah.
And I had this euphoria, and I felt just like nothing mattered because I naturally have like anxiety. I'm uncomfortable. I think a lot. So it was the perfect drug for me to just not be like that. I wanted nothing more to just feel
Normal.
like I'm like normal, or what I think normal is for everybody else.
Yes.
So it was
Jake's like,
perfect.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's
so,
literally exactly
but
the
I
same
didn't
thing.
get hooked then. So like it just really instilled in me that I liked it a lot. But I didn't have access to it. It wasn't like a thing that people sold. It wasn't like this is 2005 or something. So it wasn't
Oh,
a
wow.
thing
This
that
is
was
like the beginning.
Yeah, it wasn't like a thing that people had everywhere. So anyways, I moved out to California, and I go through phases where I would like smoke a lot of pot, and I never really got that much into drinking. But when I did drink, I would black out.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I like to drink. I don't want to sip on a beer. I don't want to get a little buzz and be like, I don't think once in my life have I ever been like, I think I've had enough. I'm
like,
just like,
give me some
as soon as I
more.
get it in me, I'm like, oh my God, give me all of it as fast as possible. Always blackout. And my hangovers were bad. I didn't like that feeling.
God.
I was, but I also never liked being sober. I don't like being me. I don't like dealing with all the stuff that I deal with.
Don't or didn't?
I do now.
Okay.
Yeah, I should say didn't at the time. I just had had no tools how to deal with life. I didn't know how to be happy, and I thought happiness, the best I could do is take a shortcut through drugs and alcohol. So, anyways, so I move out to California and go through years of that, and eventually I would find some people that would sell it, and I would get them occasionally, but it wasn't ever like really a thing. But then this one kid reached out to me in 2014, and he was like, hey, I hurt my back. I started getting prescriptions for Norcos, and so if you want to know, like, it goes like Vicodin, it goes like Tramadol, Vicodin, Norcos, Oxycontin, and then there's like a bunch of other stuff at the top, like Roxy's.
Yeah.
And,
I liked Tramadol more. Gave me energy.
Tramadol?
Yeah.
It just,
Kind of a cracked out feeling.
It didn't get me like messed up enough.
Yeah.
So anyways, he was like, I get this prescription. He's like, but he wasn't like a dealer or anything. So he's just a regular person. He's like, and I know you like them because I had like maybe bought some from him before or something. And he's like, do you want them? And I was like, yeah, dude. And he's like, you can have the bottle. How much do you think you should pay for them? And I'm like, oh, and I don't know because I've never
They
bought
go for 25 cents a pop.
Yeah, I was like, well, I don't know. I've never bought them from anybody either. So we just kind of worked out a deal. I think I was giving them, I couldn't even, maybe like $100 for the bottle, which is like a ridiculous
So cheap.
price. Yeah. So I would like drive an hour out to his place.
And just to be fair, like usually it's like $1 a milligram a lot of times. At one point it was.
for sure. It's
Yeah.
like $10 a pill. And
Yeah.
two pills are usually like 10 milligrams.
Yeah.
So anyways, him and I just worked this out, but that's when I became like physically addicted because I would notice, and he was getting it pretty regularly, he like really hurt his back. And there were a couple of times where his insurance didn't kick in, or he couldn't, something would happen where I didn't have it, and I would find myself craving it. So I would reach out to random people via like Facebook and be like, hey, I've got a buddy in town that's looking for, it's never me.
Yeah.
You come up with like weird lies, because you don't want to ever take accountability. It's the shame, the embarrassment. And, so it's just like, it wasn't like a red flag for me. It's a red flag now, but at the time I was just like, I'm just trying to get what I want. So anyways, eventually that relationship just like kind of dissolved because I think his people started shining a light on the opiate epidemic, and he wasn't getting them as easily as he was. You know, I used to fake injuries and go to the ER and be like, I sprained my ankle in the basketball game, and they just give me it, you know.
Yeah.
But eventually I got like on a list, and they're like, we're not, you know, do you always sprain your fucking leg?
Yeah.
Maybe you don't play basketball. And,
You've never played.
and I can't even play. I can't dribble. I can't do anything. And so anyways, I reached out to a friend of a friend who put me in touch with a guy who knew a network of dealers. And this guy was addicted himself. So it would benefit him for me to pick up through him to the dealers, because the dealers would give him a kickback. So this guy was reaching out to me every day being like, hey, do you need some? Do you want some? But then he'd say things like, I've only got 30 minutes. You know, so he'd put like a time on it. Like, oh, I won't be here for, you know. So I'd always take every opportunity. So at this time, I was working the graphic design job. I had a girlfriend at the time. And I was also serving. So I was working like 70 plus hours a week, broke all the time. I was spending $250 to $300 a day on drugs.
Dude, it sucks too, because like I don't know about for you, but like opiates, they kill your sex drive. So trying to be in a relationship,
it ruined my relationship.
Yeah,
it's just like brutal. You never want to have sex. You're
there's no
you're
affection.
Sneaking around.
Yeah,
so you're cheating on me. Do you not find me? You know what?
Yeah.
And then when she finally had enough and broke up with me, I was like, perfect. Now it can just be me and my drugs. I don't need to worry about her. You know, her judging me, and you know, it was like. At the time, I was like, "That what an amazing this
blessing!"
Is perfect. Yeah. Now it's just me, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. So, anyways, I was fucked at that point. At that point, I was physically addicted, and I needed it, because you get to a point where when you don't take it, you're not just like, oh, that sucks. I'm craving it. You're dying.
Yeah.
You feel like you're dying.
Yeah.
You're sweating. You're freezing. You have stomach aches. You're peeing out of your butthole. You're
cold and hot.
Yeah, you can't sleep. You're having restless leg syndrome.
Oh.
You're just like, it's a nightmare. All you want to do is feel better. You know, so I was using them to just feel normal at this point. I wasn't even using them to feel good anymore. And so that's basically where it all started. And then in 2017, the restaurant gig had closed, so you know that cut my money in half, and I kind of hit like a rock bottom, and I reached out to my mom, and I told her, I was like, I just like sent out a text, and I was like, hey, I'm addicted to painkillers. You know, of course, my mom, she's like, oh my God, don't stop taking them, you'll die. We need to, you know, and I'm like,
Jesus.
yeah.
Well, she doesn't know any better.
Anything.
Yeah.
And most people don't know about opiates. You know, they don't know what a drug addict looks like. You know, they think they do, but they don't. You know, we're very good at showing you what we want you to see, you know, and like manipulating and hiding. Most people think you have like, I remember my roommate thought I had a secret sex life where I go to like sex dungeons or something. My boss thought I had a secret gambling addiction.
Because you're so sneaky. And
yeah,
it's
but
like,
people don't really know they don't know what to look for. You know? So anyways, you can't die from not taking opiates. I suppose there's a couple of rare cases, but it's like a dehydration. You're just not drinking water.
Or like blood pressure.
The only thing you can die from is alcohol withdrawals.
And Xanax. Or
Really?
benzos. Yeah.
Maybe I didn't know that.
It matches the same chemicals as alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, well, you feel like you're going to die, but you can't die from opiate withdrawal. So I ended up getting sober. I didn't go to a detox. I didn't go to rehab.
That's crazy.
It was the worst week of my entire life. And you would have thought that experience would make me never want to do them again. But after 30 days of sobriety and not really working a program, meaning Alcoholics Anonymous, I was like, you know what? I don't need this. I don't want to be sober for the rest of my life. Because I would watch people come in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous and they'd be like, I have 30 years. And I was like, what the fuck are you
Loser.
still doing here?
Yeah.
Aren't you fixed yet?
You beat the game.
Yeah, what are you still... And then my friends would be like, dude, I thought you were going to AA. And I'm like, dude, AA is bullshit. It's like a bunch of people that all dated the same shitty chick and then we meet daily to be like, she sucked and she ruined my life. I'm like, we should all just move on.
Yeah.
You know, and like that's not what AA is, but that's how I like spun
justified
it. You know,
Yeah.
to not go anymore. And
That's how an addict.
yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
100%.
But because I wasn't working a program, I had no defense or tools against my disease. My disease lives with me forever. It's here today. It'll be here tomorrow. It'll be here till the day I die. It's not ever going to be fixed or going to go anywhere. It's a part of who I am. So I need to remind myself of that daily by going to meetings and, you know, being of service in the program and, you know, the 12 steps, the whole business. It's got to be a part of my life. And not only does it have to be a part of my life, but it has to be the most important thing in my life. Because if I don't recognize that, everything else in my life, I don't get. I don't get relationships. I don't have my family. I don't have money. I don't get these moments. None of it exists without sobriety first. So I know a lot of people in the program will talk about that. They'll be like, my wife says, you know, how could you say sobriety is more important than me? Well, it's because if I don't have sobriety, I don't have you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you don't matter. You do. But sobriety has to matter the most. Otherwise, I can't take care of my kids. I can't, you know, all these things. So that's really what they're trying to say. So anyways, I went back out for 4.5 years. It's a nightmare.
Was it any different?
Holy.
No. What do you mean?
Just like, oh, I got this now. It's been 30 days. Fuck that. I'm just going to... Or did you go back knowing, like, balls to the wall, I'm going in?
No,
like,
you always go, or at least I always
once
went
a week
into it,
I'm
be-
doing
yeah,
it.
I'll be like, I'll do it today. I'll take a couple of days off.
Yeah.
And then I would do it, take a couple of days off, and I'm like, see, I didn't go through withdrawals. Now I can take it just once every few days.
Yeah.
That'll be my new system.
Casual opiate
But then
user.
it's like a day, and then it's, you know, it takes a week for me to get right back to where I was.
Yeah.
And now I'm fiending and I'm scrounging and I'm suffering because I need it to feel well.
Yep.
You know, and I'm lying to everybody, borrowing money from everybody. You know, dude.
do you think everybody knew?
You know
to
what?
an extent?
I think the people that knew that I got sober or tried to in 2017 knew, because, you know, they'd be like, dude, I'm not giving you money.
The same.
You know, I had some friends that would give me money, and bless their heart, because there's
meant
nothing
well.
worse than going through withdrawals.
Yeah.
It's the worst feeling in the world. It's not even just physical, it's mental too. You feel like you're going crazy. You feel like you're never going to be good again.
That's the worst. The worst part for me was the restless legs, not being able to sleep, and then the lack of appetite and just weight loss.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
I have beyond empathy for people that are suffering. You know, I would not wish that on my worst enemies.
Yeah.
Being a alcoholic or a drug addict. It's
Yeah.
a nightmare existence. And a lot of people don't recognize that it's, you know, a lot of people say, like, I remember one of my buddies was like, dude, I've taken painkillers and I didn't like them.
Which is crazy.
And I was like, well,
it's the
cool,
best
man.
thing ever.
No, it's
you know,
not, Jake.
It is the best thing ever.
He's like, I
It's-
was like, cool, man. Have you tried? You like apple pie? He's like, I love apple pie. I was like, fucking, I don't.
yeah.
You know, there's things that exist that people like and people don't like.
But if they don't like they're just lying. They're just lying.
maybe.
I'm just
But
kidding.
it's
That's crazy.
so anyway.
It is like it's too good. That's why like people that are have everything, millionaires, perfect family, multiple houses, they'll throw it all away for that pill.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. Last question, unless you have.
Nope. Yeah, I gotta get going. So
How do you want to be remembered when you're gone?
Oh my god.
No pressure.
You know, I actually have been thinking about this a little bit lately, and I think the most important thing that I can do on this earth, and being remembered as, is a person who gave back and was dependable. I think those are the two important things that a man can do on this earth: is be dependable for the people you love, and give back.
Perfect.
love
yeah,
it.
great answer.
Nailed it.
Tony, love you. Thank you so much for being
you,
on.
buddy. Thanks.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll see you next time.